Hi, my name is George. I was born in Virginia. When I was 5 years old, my real dad, he committed suicide, unfortunately. My stepdad, he was in the Navy, and we ended up moving around a lot. I lived in Colorado and California. That's basically where I grew up. My stepdad, he was really hard on us in the sense of basically everything that we would do, like he would always point out what was wrong with it. I guess he just wanted us to be the best that we could be. But I mean, for me, I just looked at it as like no matter what I was gonna do, it was gonna be wrong. So because of that, I would never let anybody help me. My parents would be like, oh, you should do this. And I would just go do the opposite just because I knew like even if I go do what they want me to do, it's gonna be wrong anyway. So I might as well just go do what's gonna be wrong. That way when they're mad, it's like, oh, they have a valid reason of being mad because I'm actually doing something that's wrong, which is a real childish way of thinking. But because of this like thought process and I guess the trauma of my dad killing himself and just me basically like at home it seemed like I couldn't do anything wrong. So whenever I found friends that basically validated me, I just basically did whatever I felt like they wanted me to do. And because of that, I would do dumb things like, I don't know, break into people's houses, rob people, take money from people, take drugs, do drugs, and yeah, I basically would do everything that you shouldn't do. Unfortunately, yeah, growing up, like my life wasn't bad. I did a lot of things as a kid, but I think because I wanted to be validated so bad, and I never had any guidance towards God, and I just basically went towards wherever I was getting validated. I ended up selling lots of drugs, thinking that that was a cool way because I got validated there with money. Having money got me girls. I was able to go on vacations and party and basically do everything that the world was telling me, like, oh, this is what you want to do. This is what's fun, just basically validating, my feelings. Like it said, oh, this feels so good, so I'm going to go do that. And basically, I got to a point to where I was sitting in prison it was just me. Like I didn't have no family with me. I didn't have no friends. Had a bunch of random dudes that were, killers, drug dealers, rapists, basically all kinds of bad people. I mean, there was good people too, but I got to this place, where I had nothing, and it took me getting to this place to realize like, yo, maybe there is a God. Maybe God's real. Maybe I should, try to read the word, and I would just hope that nobody would have to get to that point to where they have nothing and then they're realizing, oh, maybe God is real. Once I got to that point and I started reading the word, I don't know, basically there was one verse, which is Romans 12:2, that says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And I read that verse and it just made me think like, every single thing that I've been taught, that I've been learning, is from the world, has just led me to this point. Like maybe I should give God a chance. And I mean, since then it hasn't been perfect. It's like I basically had, the life of like what the world, and then I met God, and then I went back to the world, and all I can say from that is basically that it's the worst thing that I've ever experienced, like going from you basically think you have everything, then you have everything stripped, and you realize like what I had was not even real, like all the material stuff, like it doesn't really like amount to anything, and then God gives you something that's so different but so much more, and then I took that for granted, and I thought, maybe I'll just go, start selling some weed again, and basically did that and got what I thought like what my flesh wanted, and it basically just destroyed every single thing around me. And I'm very happy that, God, he always forgives us and that he's accepted me back like he always will. But I know that without reading the word every day and having that daily reminder of, God loves me. Hey, this is the kind of person you should be. But when you fail, I still love you no matter what. Without that daily reminder, it's so easy to slip back into, oh, this is what I feel is right. And so I'm just going to go by my feeling. But, the word giving us that direction, I feel like that's kind of what's helped me stay on this path where I'm dying to myself so that my family can be, happy, and so that my, wife and kids can get what they need instead of me just worrying about myself. Because I know that the enemy wants us to only worry about and not care about anybody around us. But at the end of the day, we need to worry about everybody around us first, I feel like.